Hi, this is Matthew Jenkins Jaroszewicz, Assistant Conductor of your Canton Symphony Orchestra. At the end of this month, we look forward to taking you on a journey to both the dawn and twilight of the Austro-Germanic tradition of tonal music as we present German Genius. We begin with the music of Johann Sebastian Bach, the man who started it all. Former concertmaster Vivek Jayaraman returns to Canton and will join principal second violinist Solomon Leon as soloists on the Concerto for Two Violins in D minor. We follow the concerto with the Fifth Symphony of Gustav Mahler. Active a century and a half after Bach's death, Mahler was the last of a long line of symphonists in this Austro-Germanic tradition, a tradition that began with Mozart and Haydn and flourished under Beethoven and Brahms. Alongside his contemporary Richard Strauss, he famously wrote for the largest orchestras of any composer in our standard repertoire. Ironically, at approximately 70 minutes in length and employing nearly 90 musicians, the Fifth Symphony is on the smaller and shorter side by Mahler standards and is a perfect way to introduce yourself to his grand and deeply profound music if you haven't yet encountered it. Mahler begins his Fifth Symphony with an homage to a piece we performed last month, the most famous Fifth Symphony ever composed. Using the same rhythmic motive as Beethoven, he opens the piece with a solo trumpet, whose fanfare introduces a solemn funeral march. He also pays homage to Bach in the finale, which makes use of complex counterpoint and even includes a fugue section. The most famous movement of this symphony, and one of the best-known movements Mahler ever composed, is the fourth movement, Adagietto. Its inspiration was the composer's romantic interest in a woman named Alma Schindler, who soon thereafter became Mrs. Alma Mahler. It has since become a member of a select group of classical pieces to garner worldwide renown in the eyes of the general public. Leonard Bernstein conducted it during the funeral of Robert F. Kennedy. Filmmaker Luchino Visconti used it as the main theme to his silver screen adaptation of Thomas Mann's Death in Venice. Scott Moyer and Tessa Virtue skated to it on their way to Olympic gold in Vancouver in 2010. And it even served as the soundtrack to a Gucci commercial 2 years ago. Come hear us perform this exquisitely beautiful movement along with the rest of Mahler's Fifth Symphony as we present German Genius here at Umstadt Hall on Saturday, January 27th at 7:30 p.m.